Right. Rangers fans, gather round because there's plenty to talk about, and the transfer window's starting to feel like it's getting properly lively. We've had a few quiet days since the last big announcement, but the whispers and rumours have not stopped. If you've been following what's been going on, you'll know that Danny Röhl is still expecting more signings before January shuts, and I'm the kind of fan who's always a bit greedy when it comes to strengthening this squad. I'm genuinely pleased with the 3 new faces we've already brought in, but I still feel we need to push on. The league is tight, the pressure is building, and if we really want to seal this title, we need more quality, more depth, and more players who can make a difference in the first team right now. Now, I'm not someone who likes to celebrate another team's misfortune, and I certainly don't want to sound disrespectful, but there's no denying that a recent injury update from Hearts is a bit of a boost for us. Hearts are sitting 6 points clear at the moment, and they've already done the double over us this season, so you can understand why their form and strength are a big concern for Rangers fans. But yesterday's news came in, and it's a proper blow for them. Lawrence Shankland, who has been absolutely on fire this season, is going to be out for around 6 to 8 weeks with an injury. That's huge for Hearts. He's their talisman, their main threat, and when he's fit, he can change a game in an instant. I'm not going to sit here and celebrate someone being injured, because that's not who I am, but we have to be real about what it means for the title race. And yeah, it weakens them significantly, and it will be interesting to see if they respond in the transfer window because of it. The thing is, with it being just 6 to 8 weeks, I wouldn't expect them to go and splurge big money on a replacement. That's a short time in football, and the risk is massive. If they do bring someone in, it would probably be a temporary fix rather than a long-term solution. But regardless, it's a blow because Shankland has been the difference for them. He's been their main source of goals and their main reason why they've been so strong this season. So for us, this news gives a bit of breathing room. It gives us a moment where the pressure eases slightly and we can try to take advantage of a key player being out. That said, Hearts are a strong side, and they've shown they can cope with adversity before, so we can't get complacent. The title race is still very much alive, and we still need to do our job. Now, onto the transfer twist that's been doing the rounds and has caught a lot of people by surprise. The other day, a lot of sources started saying that Rangers were targeting a player called Thomas, a midfielder who's currently at Borussia Mönchengladbach. He'd been doing well on loan at Sparta Prague, but when he returned to Germany, his form dipped and his numbers haven't really looked promising. Despite that, the story came out that Rangers were interested in him, and you could feel the excitement building among fans who are always hoping for another strong signing. But then a few hours later, everything changed. A big twist came in when Florian Plenborg announced that the same player was actually heading to Celtic. At the time of recording, it looked like the deal was already agreed. He was reportedly on his way to Glasgow for a medical and would be announced as a temporary signing on a 6-month loan. Now, that's a proper shocker, isn't it? 1 minute the player is linked with Rangers, and the next he's apparently Celtic bound. It makes you wonder where the story came from in the first place, because in the morning, the narrative was that Rangers were going to be linked with him, and then suddenly it's Celtic who have got him lined up. It's one of those moments where you have to question whether we were ever really in the running or if our name was just being used to create leverage. It wouldn't be the first time a player's agent has thrown Rangers into the mix to increase interest or push for a better deal. To be honest, I'm not upset about it. I'm actually quite relieved. When I looked into the player and his stats, it didn't scream Rangers signing to me. In recent years, we've had a habit of bringing in forwards who've struggled in their previous leagues, sometimes with little to show in terms of goals or assists, and then expecting them to suddenly transform into world beaters here. And more often than not, it hasn't worked out. We've seen players arrive with big reputations, but end up getting frozen out, or worse, not living up to the expectations at all. So when I saw the link, I wasn't thinking this is the one we need. I was thinking, I hope we don't make the same mistake again. So in that sense, this twist might be a blessing in disguise. It suggests that we're perhaps learning from past errors and being more selective. It feels like the old regime would have gone all in without much hesitation, just to bring in another striker and hope for the best. But now there seems to be more caution, more thought, and a clearer idea of what we need. I'm not going to say that we've got it right every time, but this particular one feels like a move we've avoided that could have ended badly. And now we've got another story that's been catching a lot of attention, and it's about Skov Olsen. What was meant to be a short-term loan deal is already looking like it could turn into something much bigger. The club has made it clear that if he performs well and shows he's fully committed to the project, they're ready to explore the option of making the move permanent. There's an agreed fee in place, and if the early signs continue to be positive, Rangers could activate that option and secure him on a long-term basis. The key here is the attitude as much as the talent. If Skov Olsen shows he wants to be part of what Danny Röhl is building beyond this season, then the club will move quickly. Fans have already taken to him, and it's not hard to see why. His pedigree and reputation have raised expectations from the moment he arrived, and behind the scenes, there's a sense that this could be one of the defining pieces of business under this regime. Yes, the financial commitment would be significant, but the belief is that a player of his caliber could elevate Rangers at a crucial moment, both domestically and in Europe. For now, though, it's all about performance. If he hits the ground running and shows he can make an impact, the club won't hesitate. Now, one of the biggest questions that has come up since Skov Olsen's arrival is how it affects the rest of the squad, particularly those who've been fighting for minutes on the wings. And the name that keeps popping up is Oliver Antman. The Finland international arrived last summer with a lot of hype after an outstanding season in the Netherlands, where he registered 21 goal involvements. That kind of form naturally made fans excited, and many expected him to come in and be a big part of the team, but things haven't quite gone to plan for him here in Scotland. His impact has been limited, and his minutes have been few and far between. He started only 6 league matches, has managed just 1 assist in the Premiership, and hasn't been named in the starting 11 since November. When Skov Olsen came through the door, speculation quickly followed that Antman's time at Ibrox could be drawing to a close. Fans started wondering if he'd be moved on, especially with the competition for places becoming more intense. But that assumption doesn't reflect what the manager is thinking right now. Despite Antman's reduced role since the managerial change, the German coach still sees value in keeping him involved as part of the squad for the second half of the season. The message from the club seems clear. They want depth and flexibility. They don't want to risk being short on options, especially with the title race heating up and European commitments still in play. Antman might not be starting games, but he's still part of the plan. And that's important because football is unpredictable, and injuries and form dips can change everything in an instant. It's also worth considering that the manager has always been someone who values competition within the squad. If players know they're not guaranteed a place, they push harder in training and in games. And if Skov Olsen does start delivering right away, then the competition for wide roles will become even tougher. That could be exactly what Antman needs to kick on. He's a talented player, and if he can respond positively to the challenge, there's no reason why he can't still be a valuable part of the team. But the pressure is on, and the reality is that he'll need to show more if he wants to maintain his place in the squad beyond this season. Now, turning back to the wider title race, Rangers have been applying pressure for months. It's been a long grind, and the fans have been waiting for a moment where Hearts might slip. And with Shankland out, this could be that moment. Hearts have been so strong this season, and their striker has been the main reason for that. Losing him for 6 to 8 weeks means they're going to miss key fixtures, including the big clashes with both Rangers and Celtic. Those are games that could define the season, and Hearts will feel the absence of their leading scorer. For us, it represents an opportunity, a moment where the balance of the title race could shift. If Rangers can take advantage of this opening, we could find ourselves in a much stronger position as the season reaches its most intense phase. Of course, it's not as simple as just hoping Hearts falter. Rangers still have to perform. The pressure is on our players too. We've been waiting for the moment to turn the league around, and now we have to show that we can do it. The players have to step up, and the manager has to make the right decisions. If Skov Olsen can make an immediate impact, and if Antman responds to the increased competition, then Rangers could be perfectly placed to capitalize on this turning point. It's a crucial moment, and the squad needs to be ready. This is the kind of situation where the right signings can make a difference, and where the depth of the squad is tested. The timing of all this couldn't be more important. Rangers are back in the title race, and every game now feels like a final. The pressure is mounting, and the club needs to be at its best. The January window is a chance to add that extra bit of quality and to ensure the squad is equipped for the run-in. And with the manager's vision becoming clearer, there's a growing sense that Rangers are building something strong, but the real question is whether the players can deliver on the pitch. It's one thing to talk about potential and quality, but football is ultimately decided by performance. If the squad can maintain momentum, if the new signings can settle quickly, and if the team can stay consistent, then Rangers could find themselves in a position to challenge for the title in a serious way. Now, there's another factor that shouldn't be overlooked, and that's the impact of these developments on the atmosphere around the club. Rangers fans are passionate, and they know what it means to be in a title race. The excitement has been building, and the support has been unwavering. But the fans also know that this is a critical moment. The pressure is high, and the expectations are even higher. Every result matters, and the mood can change quickly. That's why the next few weeks are so important. The players need to respond to the opportunity in front of them, and the club needs to continue making the right decisions. If the momentum can be maintained, then the season could still go in our favor. But if we slip up, then Hearts could quickly regain control. It's also worth mentioning the psychological effect of Shankland's absence. He's a player who can change games with a single moment of brilliance. His presence on the pitch forces defenders to make decisions, and it creates space for his teammates. Without him, Hearts will need to adjust their approach. They'll have to find other ways to create chances, and they may become more predictable. That could be a huge advantage for Rangers. If we can exploit that and play with confidence, then we can really put the pressure on. It's not just about the points. It's about controlling the narrative of the title race. And right now, the narrative is shifting in Rangers' favor, but it's still early days and the job is far from done. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers are circling Ibrox, and it's the sort of story that could rattle even the most steadfast Rangers fan. Sources close to the club suggest that manager Danny Röhl has taken a dramatic stance against his own talisman, the team's leading goal scorer, following what insiders are calling a controversial audio leak. According to the chatter, the clip allegedly captures the striker openly criticizing Röhl's tactical approach for an upcoming clash with Porto, questioning both strategy and preparation. If true, this could mark a tense turning point in the German coach's tenure at the Premiership giants. Röhl, who cut short a modest playing career in Germany to pursue coaching, is widely regarded as a disciplinarian and tactician who values structure above all. Rumors have it he confronted the forward in private after the leak surfaced, and sources claim the message was unmistakable. "He will not play with me again." That sort of language, if genuine, suggests a rupture that might be difficult to mend. No matter how crucial the striker has been to the club's attacking output, fans have reacted with a mix of shock and speculation on social media, debating whether this is a tactical masterstroke or a managerial overreach. Some argue that Röhl's reputation as a meticulous strategist could benefit the team if the dressing room aligns behind him, while others worry that sidelining the squad's top scorer could backfire during key European fixtures. Conversations in Glasgow pubs and online forums are rife with hypothetical scenarios. Could the squad adapt without their main goal threat? Will the player accept the bench or seek an exit? And perhaps most intriguingly, is this leak an honest reflection of locker room tensions, or a misrepresented snippet blown out of proportion? Insiders hint that training sessions have been unusually tense, with teammates reportedly divided between loyalty to their coach and sympathy for the sidelined star. The club hierarchy has so far remained tight-lipped, adding fuel to the speculation. One anonymous source even suggested that the incident could redefine Röhl's authority at Ibrox, casting long shadows over future squad selections. For now, supporters are left in suspense, with rumors swirling faster than a corner kick in the dying minutes. Whatever the truth behind the audio leak, one thing appears certain: Danny Röhl's Rangers are navigating choppy waters, and the question of who wears the captain's mantle on the pitch has never felt more uncertain. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.